All right, let's get started. Welcome, everyone. The talk will be about 25 minutes, and at the end, there will be time for Koen to answer your questions. So please prepare them and have them ready to paste in the Q&A area at the end. Thank you. With that out of the way, I'd like to welcome our speaker, Koen van der Kamp, who will be speaking about the Wagtail Nest initiative. Koen, take it away.
Thank you, Storm. I hope, and I will first check with Storm again, that I'm visible correctly. Maybe you can respond in the chat because I only see a gray screen. Yes, nice background. Thank you all. So here we go. You build a nice website, amazing looking website with Wagtail, and you'll find a third-party package that fits perfectly. And some years go by and you decide to update Wagtail. And your problems start when you discover that that specific third-party package isn't maintained no more. It's incompatible with the latest Wagtail. And this is a very frustrating experience, and I imagine you or your colleagues had this before. Well, me too. My name is Koen van der Kamp, and I've been part of the Wagtail community for quite a while. I'm the organizer of several Wagtail Space events in the Netherlands. Yeah, there's also this t-shirt about, including the first one in 2017. I'm a Wagtail core team member, a Google Summer of Code mentor for Wagtail. I'm also a package maintainer for a few packages, and I use Wagtail a lot at work. I work here at 4Digits in the Netherlands, and we work with Python, Django, and Wagtail. And I'm proud to say that our clients stay with us for many years. And that also means that stability and maintenance is important to us. So over the years, I've seen brilliant ideas and useful packages fall behind simply because their authors moved on or didn't have the time anymore. I've also experienced the friction that causes this. I feel the pain. So we the Wagtail community, can fix that together. That's what open source is for, and that's where the Wagtail community is for. And that's also what Wagtail Nest is for. So to give you a little background, the idea for Wagtail Nest started during Wagtail Space in the Netherlands in 2022. And I had a conversation with Dan Braggins, another core team member. And if you don't know Dan, this is Dan. Hi, Dan. Then if you're watching this, thank you for all your efforts. And Felix is saying hi. Paddington is also still alive. His head is a bit broken, but that's okay. Felix is my son. He's 6 years old, and he got this nice Paddington from Dan. So Dan and I were talking about those valuable packages that slowly get behind, but are still useful, and where the original author might lost interest or just had too much on his or her plate. And those packages just deserve community support. So we thought, what if we could give them a new home? And that is how Wagtail Nest was born. We started drafting a short document to define some simple principles, how we work together and keep things open, and how we make maintenance easier. We needed a way to ensure packages stay alive and trustworthy, and we needed people to get involved. So a couple of those principles are be nice, focus on maintenance. New features are a bonus, but it's more about not getting behind. We want to release often. Every merge pull request deserves a release. And we test against Wagtail, the main branch, during nightly tests. And we automate as much as possible, including the releases. So we hope that through Wagtail Nest, maintainers, original authors can no longer have to work alone. So let's take a step back and look at Django and Wagtail. These projects take very good care of us. They are backward compatible, have deprecation processes, and they provide excellent release notes and upgrade paths. They guide you through the process, and they set a very high standard, and we can't realistically expect that from every third-party package author. In reality, packages always try to catch up with the latest Django or the latest Wagtail versions. And in reality, they're always a little bit behind the latest and greatest. In real life, also, people scratch their own itch. So most package maintainers are people who built a Wagtail project and then need something very specific. They had a problem, they solved it, and decided to share the solution with the community. And that's great. Those contributions make Wagtail ecosystem thrive. But the burden of maintenance is rarely what they signed up for. They're enthusiastic, they mean well, but we all know how life works. There are many reasons why a maintainer can keep up, and just as many reasons for a package to fall behind. When that happens, what can you do as a person that uses that package? If your project depends on that package and it no longer works with the latest Wagtail version, you have a few options. You can contribute back to that original package. This is the ideal solution because then we all benefit. But this can take time, and it's not always time you have. And the second one is you could make a fork and then release your own package, but then the likelihood of having two unmaintained packages is great. So my personal advice is just copy over the source code of that package into your own package, into your own project, and maintain it locally. This way you remove the dependency and you have full control. And often packages are small enough and easy enough to understand and to work with. Whatever you do, don't blame the original author. In Dutch we say, je moet een gegeven paard niet voor de bek slaan, which literally translates to don't look a gifted horse in the mouth. And I hear you think, what about other initiatives for collaboratively maintaining packages like Jazzband or Django Commons? Well, Jazzband focuses on Django and has very strict rules. A package must meet high standards before they are onboarded, and contributors must commit upfront. This works very well for their packages, but it felt too strict for Wagtail Nest. And Django Commons is a new initiative. It wasn't around when we thought of Wagtail Nest, but it's kind of similar. It also is focusing on team-based maintenance and uses the GitHub as a central organization. Both these initiatives are Django focused, and Wagtail is only a smart part of Django. So Wagtail's specific approach just made sense. Maybe there are other initiatives I forgot to mention, and if you know any, please share them in the chat. And I'm not sure how many people are here. I get a couple of responses. Anyway, we wanted a light and flexible community driven approach, and I like Wagtail Nest to develop its own life rather than being tightly steered or managed by me or core team. And I also like to mention that Wagtail is built on top of Django, and let's put this in perspective for a moment. And the way I came up to do that is look at monthly downloads. So Django has 27 million downloads each month, which is like incredibly high. And pick the number for Wagtail now in your mind, and I'll show it in a moment. Wagtail has 415,000, so 1.5% of all Django projects also install Wagtail, if download counts are a good measurement. This is my own research. Maybe it's not completely correct. I like to be corrected. But my takeaway is that Wagtail stands on the shoulder of a giant, and the Django ecosystem is there for us to use, so use it whenever you can. So also join Django Commons or contribute to Jazzband, because that is also part of our community. Back to Wagtail Nest. Wagtail Nest aims to support specific packages, things that complement the CMS itself, while letting developers rely on Django and Django packages for everything else. Let's look at current Wagtail Nest packages. I just selected a few that are in Wagtail Nest. So the first one is Wagtail Math, and it has 500 downloads per month. It's not that much, but I picked it because it's an excellent example of a project that is an itch for somebody, and they released it in the public domain and got adopted by Wagtail Nest. So if you need nicely rendered math equations in your project, use Wagtail Math. The second one I wanted to talk about is Wagtail Font Awesome SVG. And it has 13,000 downloads a month. So this has another backstory. A long time ago, Wagtail had a font icon, and then they tried to move to SVG. And at that time, there was also this package, Wagtail Font Awesome, that also shipped the Font Awesome font-based solution. And when we wanted to switch away, we want to have a drop-in replacement for that package. So Wagtail Font Awesome SVG was born. And the download count is, by the way, 3% of all Wagtail packages. So the biggest one is Wagtail Model Admin, and it has 95,000 downloads a month. So 23% of all Wagtail projects still use Model Admin. Wagtail had two ways of working with Django models, snippets and Model Admin, and the core team wanted a single way of working. The choice was made to continue the generic views, the snippets approach. The Model Admin package is lifted out of Django core and into its own package and found a home at Wagtail Nest. Note that most of these packages are quite mature, and they just need releases to get import fixes and small adjustments to stay compatible with the latest Wagtail. So what's your experience? Which third-party package is giving you upgrade trouble? Which ones would you like to see in Wagtail Nest? And maybe you can share that in the chat. I'm curious what is used and what is frustrating you. And maybe we can work with those authors to get more support to them. I read Wagtail 2FA. Yeah. Yeah, there are probably some others. If something pops in your mind, please share it in the chat. I will review the list after this talk. Next, I wanted to highlight Wagtail Nest tooling. Let's take a look behind the scenes. How we actually make Wagtail Nest work. First of all, transferring packages to Wagtail Nest is done with GitHub repository feature. The transfer feature, sorry, I have to say GitHub repository transfer feature. And it makes it easy for original authors to move the package to Wagtail Nest while keeping the history and issues and everything that is in GitHub. All contributors still are listed. And once transferred, the original author can help and review and do releases. For them, it more or less stays the same. They still get full credit and can stay involved as much as they want. Because Wagtail Nest is a GitHub organization, we can handle permissions and collaboration. So we distinguish between global maintainers, people who can manage, release, and merge to any package, but we also have specific package maintainers, people who manage a specific repository. So the GitHub organization keeps things flexible but safe, and not everyone needs access to everything. We also automate the publishing. We use GitHub Actions to automatically build and release, and behind the scenes, this system uses Trusted Publisher, the Python package index feature, normally to upload a package to PyPy. You would store a secret key locally, and if that leaks, anyone can publish fake versions pretending to be you. With Trusted Publisher, PyPy can recognize GitHub itself as the publisher, so you don't need keys anymore, and that risk is gone. Instead of saying, here's my password, you say, hey, GitHub can vouch for me. And this is exactly what we need when multiple people maintain a single package. And then the Python package index itself, we require two owners on the package so that we never lose access. Then a word about safety and security. In a perfect world, we would give everybody write access and we could trust everybody, but we have to keep things secure. And that's why we only selected maintainers can review and merge and release. And those maintainers are of course the original author if they want to stay involved. And we also came up with all employees of companies where that supply a core team member. For example, all my colleagues at 4Digits or anyone working at Torchbox is a trusted maintainer. These are people we collaborate with on a daily basis. We know they are professionals. And there's also the element of accountability. When somebody represents a company, their actions reflect on the company too, and they will be corrected by that company if they misbehave. Note that we don't want Wagtail Nest to be driven by the core team members only, because core team members have busy lives, and Wagtail Nest is a way to share the workload in the community. So contributing, anyone can submit an issue or a pull request, and I really encourage you to do so. You don't have to be an expert. Every improvement, no matter how small, helps these packages to stay alive and healthy. So open up an issue if something breaks or confuses you, review a pull request maybe. If you say like, I tested this and it works, that's helpful for us to know that an open PR is worth looking at and evaluating. And give the occasional thumbs up if you like a contribution of others. And this is of course true for packages in Wagtail Nest, but basically for all open source packages. Your help is appreciated. Next, a message to package maintainers. You're not alone. If you're maintaining a Wagtail package, first of all, thank you. You've already done something valuable for the community. And if maintaining it does not have your top priority, we get it. Life happens, projects evolve, priorities shift. You can bring your package into Wagtail Nest and keep maintaining and developing it just like before. But this time you are backed by the community. You don't lose ownership, you gain support. Others can help review pull requests, do small fixes, automate releases, and keep your package compatible with the latest Wagtail versions. Together, we can remove the buzz factor. Maybe you feel you lose ownership, and that's not needed. You can stay involved and also feel free to credit yourself or your company in the README, and we'll just keep that as is. If you like to discuss things, join us on Slack. Just say hello. You can go to wagtail.org/Slack, and then you get the invite for Slack, and we are on the Wagtail Nest channel. So I hope by now you have a solid understanding of what Wagtail Nest is, what any contribution to open source software helps yourself and the community as a whole. We trust a group of people to merge and release, and we rely on GitHub organization, GitHub automation, and a trusted publisher. We try to release often. Above all, I hope that package maintainers know that they are backed by Wagtail Nest. So check out Wagtail Nest on GitHub and all the packages that are there. And remember, you are the Wagtail community. Together we maintain the ecosystem you rely on. and together we make Wagtail stronger. This was my talk.
Thank you, Koen. Anyone has any questions, please put them in the chat or in the Q&A area on Zoom. While people are typing up their questions, I do have a question. How do you handle security reports for vulnerabilities in packages maintained by Wagtail Nest?
Good question. We use or we like to onboard packages to use a template, and that's the Wagtail package template, and there's a security node in it. So the security MD, and that points to the Wagtail security team. So if there's an issue, it points to the security team, and the security team probably, I hope, I'm in the security team as well, but we'll defer the work to the appropriate people. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. We have a question here in the Q&A. What would you like to see in Nest?
That's a good question. I would like to see more packages in it. I think if we collaboratively support those packages and they're more stable, they're more likely to be used, and there's less friction for all of us. So more packages, definitely. I also would like more contributors, people who can maintain those packages. Maybe that's maybe a broader question, but maybe there are things that people like to see in Wagtail in general, and starting with a third-party package is most of the times a good way to start that ball rolling. So maybe the question would be, what do we all need in Wagtail, and isn't directly a core feature? Because I think Wagtail Nest would be a great home for that too.
All right, we have another question here in the chat. There are packages under Wagtail and the Torchbox GitHub organizations. Any thoughts on moving some of these to Wagtail Nest? For example, Wagtail Footnotes and Wagtail Autocomplete?
I think it kind of depends if they are maintained, because I think Torchbox has a good track record of maintaining their packages, and if that's the issue, then there's no need to move them. They also have already their organization with PyPy and no bus factor, so I wouldn't worry too much about using packages from the Torchbox namespace. But if they like and they like to open that up, they are welcome.
In absence of other questions, I have a question I'd like to ask. How can I help out? How can I become, a maintainer of a package that I use often?
Yeah, of course, everything on the internet is based on trust. And we've seen recent things happening with packages in the Node world and the JavaScript world, where social engineering is used to inject code into the package. I think that most packages in the Wagtail domain are quite simple to understand, with Python being a high-level language and not too complex things that are done there. So I think this risk is low, but still, if we need to onboard somebody we don't know, it's based on trust. So just start with contributing. Just start with making these PRs and contribute and become an active member in the community. And if people know you and they trust you, then you're likely to be invited as a maintainer if you like to do that. So yeah, I think that's the way. Anyone who's a maintainer already can invite somebody. So you can just go to the current maintainers.
All right, thank you. We have one more question here in the chat. How can we help pair up folks looking to get started with something in the Wagtail ecosystem with the people who've created packages but are having a life happening, says the fellow with a 13-year-old kiddo.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm understand the question. Like
it's more about connecting people. How can we
okay.
bring these people together?
Yeah, I would say hang out in the Wagtail Nest channel. That's not too busy. These kind of events. Yeah, you're welcome. I just joined, Tim Allen. These kinds of events and also real life events, if you have the opportunity to join, do so. And yeah, I think that's a great way to start and collaborate, be open.
I have one more question that I would like to ask. Say that I have a package that I need help with maintaining. Who would I reach out to get this transferred over to Wagtail Nest? Would it be you or someone else?
Yeah, probably me, but anyone who's already on the contributor list in Wagtail Nest, you can see in the GitHub organization who's involved, and I think anyone can help you transfer to Wagtail Nest. Like I said, we use the Wagtail Nest transfer feature, so you can transfer to Nest, and we can just accept the transfer. Yeah, that's quite easy to do, and probably good to first chat about it.
All right, thank you. Any more questions?
Seems a wrap.
All right. Thank you very much for this talk, Koen.
You're welcome.
And to everyone else, please enjoy the rest of the conference.
See you.
Bye-bye.